Hi, everybody. I'm Tim Pinelli, play-by-play voice of the Charlotte Rush. We're at the Extreme Ice Center here in Indian Trail, North Carolina, and we are just about set in a couple of days to host the home opener. The Charlotte Rush will be opening up at home, playing the Charleston Colonials this weekend. And, of course, it's a brand new 2019-20 Charlotte Rush season. We're very excited about it. I want to talk Charlotte Rush Premier Hockey right now with the head coach and general manager of the Charlotte Rush Premier, Trevor Jewell. And Trevor, first of all, welcome back to the Rush. I'm so glad the ownership brought you back because you've been here, you've been a winner, you know the players. Probably most importantly, you know the culture that's desired here. So just talk about the talks you had with Rush ownership and how everything worked out for you to come back here for another season.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, the conversations this summer went well. It was more of, what do I want to do? Do I want to take the reins, stuff like that? But the biggest thing is they wanted me to come back and protect the culture and get the program back to where it was when we were last year all together. Myself, Ryan, and those guys, and so that was the big thing about coming back here. And obviously, you think some things were changing down in Corpus and things like that. So I wanted to be back here. I wanted to be with our guys. The guys that Ryan and I brought in to kind of change the way of this program and the culture and things like that. So I'm very happy to be back. I love being in Charlotte. I love being around these guys, and I think it's a good group, and they're hungry for a win. I mean, we got close last year, but we have a lot of, I guess, payback to get, as far as, going undefeated in the playoffs and then still not making it to the semis, which is unheard of anywhere. I don't understand that. But, our guys are hungry. They're excited. They know what we're working for. And, the culture is taking place and the guys are learning. And we're always changing and trying to get better. So very happy to be here. And there's nowhere else I'd want to be.
Trevor, great to have you back. And, of course, you have a new assistant coach, Jeff Loebman. And, Trevor, Charlotte's a great place to recruit a player or a coach. We've got a beautiful arena, great city. But you and Jeff go back a ways. Talk about your decision-making and bringing Jeff Loebman in to be the new assistant coach of the Charlotte Rush this year.
Yeah, I mean, Jeff and I played in college a couple years back, maybe a little bit more. But, he's a guy I kept in touch with over the years, and I thought he did a great job with his programs down in Florida and APHD in their hockey development. They work with NHL guys, AHL guys, ECHL, college pro, or college, Tier 1 juniors, USHL, major junior, all that stuff. So, he's got a great following. He's a tremendous skill coach. He's a, very good assistant coach right now too as well. He's still learning and stuff like that, but the guys love him. He wanted to be involved in junior hockey, and there was an available position here, so I reached out to him, and he jumped at it. But he's a guy that wanted to jump into this world and start making a name for himself outside of the skill thing, and he's doing just that. And our guys love having him, and we couldn't be happier to have him on board.
Great. Well, we're glad to have Jeff with us, and Jeff Loebman, welcome to Charlotte, and great to have you here with Rush Nation as an assistant coach for the Charlotte Rush. Well, Trevor, recruiting is a big thing every single year, and we've got some new players coming up that have made a big impact. And if I mess these pronunciations up, please correct me, okay? But two of the guys I want to talk about is Ilya Grekovs, and I think it's Maxim Panishkin. But talk about those two guys and what they've shown you so far.
Yeah, I mean, they both played at DME down in Florida last year in Daytona, so I knew a little bit about them. But they were brought to my attention, Ilya, for one, just for his defensive abilities and his offensive capabilities. He's a proven guy. He played, at the top level over in Europe for a while before he came over here. He's been in North America for a couple of years, and he's been a tremendous asset to us. So I'm very happy to have him. And then Max, he's a kid that I knew about last year. He's a pure offensive talent. Was a very good player at New Jersey's camp up in the North American League, and we still have our relationship with them. They called me and said, you have to take this kid. So it took a while to get him, and obviously because there's really no good way to get a hold of somebody in Russia. But he's a good kid, and he kind of fought it at the beginning. Now he's starting to get it and starting to get back on the score sheet, and very happy to have him. He's a dynamic player when he wants to be. We just need him to make sure he plays that way every game.
Wow, can't wait to see Ilya and Maxime on home ice this weekend for the Charlotte Rush premiere. And then we talk about some of the returning players, Trevor. And, of course, two of the guys that have stepped up big time so far are Tem Mikhailov and Philip Shimyakin. And those guys, along with Ilya Grekovs and Maxim Panishkin, I thought for a minute with all these Russians, Trevor, we were going to change our name from the Charlotte Rush to the Charlotte Russians.
That's a good one. Yeah, you know, Phil's done a great job. He's a kid that finished last season on elite, but he did a lot over the summer, and he's having an unbelievable year right now so far. And he's working hard on and off the ice. He's being a leader. He's doing everything I asked of him throughout the summer as we talked and progressed through getting him back here. So I couldn't be happier with his performance and everything else as far as that. But you know, Artie is Artie. I mean, he's a reigning defenseman of the year. On pace to break every scoring record he's had since he started playing junior hockey, so I couldn't be happier to see him doing as well as he's doing. But, you know, at the same time, like, those guys are guys that we wanted to build the program around. Took a lot of work to get him to come back because obviously everybody wants to go play Tier 2 in the North American League and stuff like that, but they definitely have the capability to play there, and I'm happy to have him back, and I'm happy to see him success in helping us win some hockey games.
Well, I'll tell you what, the Charlotte Rush is certainly an organization that can provide a fast track to the leagues up above, North American Hockey League, USHL, et cetera. So I'm sure those guys are going to get a good crack at that coming up. A couple of other guys, Trevor, Gino DeBlasis, great guy in the locker room, well-liked by the players. And then, of course, Jack Rydell coming back in net, and Luke Fox making the transition from Elite to Premier in net for you.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Jack, he's been a backbone for us for a while now. It's finally his net. You know, he spent some time at obviously Elite, and then last year, you know, with the four goalies and Keating and PJ and those guys. Well, PJ went to school early, and you know, we wish him the best. But you know, it's Jack's net now, and he's owning it like it's his. He's a leader, a tireless worker on and off the ice. Takes pride in his performance every day. You know, I couldn't be happier with where he is right now. You know, Gino. He was another kid that was voted an assistant captain by his teammates. Never stops working. One of the fastest kids I've ever seen on skates, and you know, he's got a heck of a shot. But you know, he's a kid that we relied on heavily. One of the first kids to re-sign with us. You know, and he just wants to go to college and be successful there, and firmly believe he will. And as long as he continues to perform the way he is, I think he's going to have plenty of opportunities come the end of the season or by Christmas. But no, he's a big piece of our program. He loves it here, lives and dies by the Rush, and you know that he's a kid that, you know, I love having here, and the guys love having in the locker room. So we're very happy to have him back.
All right, we're visiting with Trevor Jewell, head coach and general manager of the Charlotte Rush Premier team, as we gear up for our home opener this weekend here at the Extreme Ice Center against the Charleston Colonials. Trevor, let's look at do a quick season recap so far. 6-1-1, good record. Splitting in Hampton Roads, but you got the first win, which I know you had to like. And then a split with Potomac, a tough shootout loss in that second game. And then 4 wins at the Showcase. So 6-1-1, great start for Premier.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I think it should be better. Obviously, you know, a big one was obviously taking the banner raising ceremony game, you know, and winning that in Hampton. I think that was big for us, especially knowing that, you know, we kind of got snubbed a little bit in the finals up in Boston, but our guys were very happy with that one. Turned around the next day and couldn't find the net. You know, again, I think we've kind of figured out the issue there, but you know, couldn't be happier with that start. I mean, to go into Hampton, defending national champions, and get a split, that's pretty important. But, you know, we don't live for splits here, and we don't count splits as excitement. So, yeah, I was a little disappointed there, especially when we outplayed them most of that game. But, you know, so that was tough. And then obviously Potomac dominated on Saturday, and then Sunday we just couldn't find a way to win. I'm not going to take anything away from them. Their goalie played phenomenal. But, you know, we have to find a way to win. I mean, luckily we got a point out of it, but, you know, we have to score goals and we have to put pucks behind their goalie, and regardless of how good he's playing. But, you know, it was a tough game. It was, you know, tough to watch. You know, a lot of mistakes made, a lot of stuff like that, but the bounces just didn't go our way, and unfortunately that's just how it works. So, you know, we're lucky to get a point out of it, but our guys know that was unacceptable, and I think that's what sparked us, you know, for the success we had in the Showcase.
All right, so 6-1-1 heading into this weekend. It's the home opener, Trevor. We take on the Charleston Colonials. Talk about them. They're an expansion team, but also what I think will be a budding rivalry. They're in the Carolinas, just with the rivalry we're going to have with the Junior Hurricanes and now with the Colonials. So talk about them, the rivalry, and also finally getting back and playing in front of our home fans.
Yeah, they're an expansion team, but they're very good so far. I mean, I think they're like 7-3 on the year at the Premier level. They're a good team. They work. They come at you. They don't stop, and they work. I mean, that's the one thing I've noticed on them on video is they just continue to keep working. So they have that never give up mentality. But again, we have to take care of what we can control. I think it'll probably be a rivalry. I hope it does become one. But no, only time will tell. And obviously, very excited to start playing at home. Our guys are excited, to play in front of their billets, their families, their friends, all that kind of stuff. So, don't want to overhype it. Never too high, never too low. Got to make sure we're relaxed and we're ready to go. But we have to take care of business, and that starts in our locker room and making sure our guys are prepared right now, which we are. We've done some video this week and know some tendencies and all that stuff. Exactly what we're looking at playing against this weekend. But again, it's just another game for us, and we have to make sure we take care of business.
All right, and we're going to take a look at the standings real quick. Right now, the Charlotte Rush in second place, just a point behind the Carolina Junior Hurricanes, but more importantly, 2 games in hand. So 14 points for the Junior Hurricanes, 13 for the Rush, but 2 games in hand. Richmond Generals back a point. Hampton Roads with 10. Even Potomac in the hunt with 7. Should be a good division rivalry. Trevor, always good stuff. Thanks a lot for the thoughts and observations. Great start to the Premier season, and we look forward to hopefully a couple of wins in our home opening games this weekend here at the Extreme Ice Center.
Thanks a lot, Tim.
Trevor Jewell, head coach and general manager of the Charlotte Rush Premier. Well, again, please get all the information from the Charlotte Rush on our various social media platforms: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, our Charlotte Rush YouTube channel, and also our Charlotte Rush website. Home opener this weekend. The Premier will play on Saturday night approximately 8 o'clock here at the Extreme Ice Center, and then Sunday at approximately 12 noon. The Premier, of course, plays prior to the Premier. If you can't be here, you're living somewhere far away, watch us on Hockey TV. We'll have the play-by-play for all the games this weekend. Want to also welcome my brand new intern to Rush Nation, Scott Reeves from the Carolina School of Broadcasting. He's going to be working in a lot of different phases with us. He's our cameraman today, going to be our video editor and producer, and he'll be doing lots of other things during the game as well. Scott, welcome to Rush Nation. Hey, hope to see a lot of folks this weekend at the home opener. And until then, this is Charlotte Rush play-by-play announcer Tim Donnelly. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.